I'm with you. I'm telling you, Christine. Hey, how about football? Steelers will begin their organized team activities tomorrow, which is the first opportunity for the black and yellow to get some field work. There won't be any contact, but the question is, has Aaron Rodgers made contact with Pittsburgh about signing on with the Steelers? He's hinted at such over the weekend.
Will Aaron Rodgers ever go to the Bears?
Oh, boy. Security, can we get her out of here? I need some security. Security,
can you take it easy on her on this one?
No, but I believe there's a team that might play in Chicago this year. On a road trip. I don't know. I'm not sure. Got to check it out.
Okay, so let's bring in our NFL insider, Dan Graziano. No one loves talking more about Aaron Rodgers than this man right here. Okay, Graz, you saw that. By the way, the Steelers play the Bears week 12. It sounds like that's what Aaron Rodgers was hinting at. What's the latest you're hearing?
Yeah, I don't think he's talking about going back to the Packers, for example. So, yeah, I think that is what he was hinting at. But checking on this situation yesterday, it didn't sound like there had been any real change. The Steelers are ready to start OTAs tomorrow. If Aaron Rodgers is there, great. If he's not, then they're okay with that. They haven't given him any kind of deadline. The one spot to watch on the calendar is that June 10th date, which is when their mandatory minicamp starts. That's a 3-day minicamp. After that, they don't do anything on the field until training camp in late July. So if he's not there by then I think then you have a situation where the Steelers may be looking to move on to other options. But right now, they have told him it's okay, take your time. The offer's out there, and if you want to come join us, we'd love to have you.
Okay, so then let's talk about those other options you just brought up there. If Rodgers doesn't sign with the Steelers, obviously they're going to have to pivot. And if they do pivot, what's the possibility of them bringing in a guy like, let's say, Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, the Steelers and really the rest of the league know that Kirk Cousins is available in trade from the Falcons. They're going to start Michael Penix Jr. at quarterback this year, and Cousins, a very expensive backup, $27.5 million in guaranteed salary this year and another $10 million next year. When they've talked trade with teams, it's been a lot of the holdup has been, how much of that money is the acquiring team willing to pay versus how much does Atlanta have to pay. The Steelers kind of know that's out there. They could certainly go that way if Rodgers turns them down. Their GM, Omar Khan, has said multiple times that they plan to go to training camp with 4 quarterbacks. Right now, they only have 3, so there's a spot open. Mason Rudolph would project as their starter right now, but it does look like they would be looking to add. The thing is, Brian, the Steelers just have not been very aggressive at the quarterback position this offseason. They didn't play on Sam Darnold. They didn't try that hard on Justin Fields. They didn't draft one until the 6th round. I think that you're looking at a team that just didn't love its options and didn't want to, stretch to get one.
Okay, we'll keep our eye on that June 10th date that you set. See if Aaron Rodgers does sign on with the Steelers. That's Dan Graziano.
Brian Custer and Christine Williamson with you on SportsCenter. We are 101 days away from the beginning of the NFL season. That means that class is in session. This is Football 101 with myself and Sam Acho. Sam is the student. This is an intro-level class, so the test will be multiple choice. I have some questions for you, Sam Acho. Which AFC team that missed the playoffs last season will make the postseason this year? Here are your options: the Patriots, the Bengals, the Colts, or the Dolphins.
Give me B for Bengals. I think Cincinnati's going to be the team that didn't make the playoffs last year, but that will make the playoffs this year. Why? They took a risky move. They re-signed both Jamar Chase and also got T. Higgins to long-term contracts. Why does that matter? Because now your number one passing offense has all of its weapons back. And oh, by the way, they're motivated. They were dominant on offense last year, Triple Crown winner with Jamar Chase, but their defense struggled. And so the entire offense and the defense is going to understand what they have at play. It's a short window with these receivers and the quarterback being healthy, but they have to elevate their game in order to make the playoffs. So give me B for Bengals.
Okay, I'm going to give you a grade at the end of this, by the way. The next question, which AFC playoff team...
All right, I was going to say, what happens if I get it wrong? Like, that's what I want to know.
Exactly. Which AFC playoff team from last season is most likely to miss the postseason this year? The options: the Texans, the Broncos, the Chargers, or the Steelers.
I'll go D. Circle D for me, Beanie. That's Steelers. Why? They made the playoffs last year, but they're still waiting on Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that he's going to be the solution. Yes, I do think Aaron Rodgers will sign with the Steelers, but it'll likely be after OTAs. after minicamp. He won't get time to really gel with his entire team. And sure, I'm confident he's throwing with DK Metcalf and maybe some other receivers, but it's not just the receivers, it's the offensive line, it's the scheme, and it's the team. And oh, by the way, Aaron Rodgers wasn't overly outstanding as a player last year as well. And so if you're expecting him to be your hero or your savior, I don't think that he's going to be the solution. So Steelers will not make the playoffs this year, even with Aaron Rodgers.
All right, you called me Beanie. It's Professor Beanie. The next question, which NFC team that missed the playoffs last season will make the postseason this year? Is it the Falcons, the Bears, the Cowboys, or the 49ers?
I'll go C, Mrs. Christine. Give me the Dallas Cowboys. I think that they will make the playoffs this year. No, it's not sexy. No, it's not cute. But their team has actually gotten better. Why? Offensively, they've got 2 number 1 receivers, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, if George Pickens can play at a consistent level. Defensively, they have Matt Eberflus as their defensive coordinator. And oh, by the way, Dak Prescott, when healthy, can still play at a high level. And so this is an opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys to get back into the playoffs. Yes, they struggled last year. There were a litany of injuries, but I think they'll be a team that, not overly pretty, but physical, run the ball, make the playoffs.
Cowboys fans are begging for that to be the correct answer. The next question, which NFC playoff team from last season is the most likely to miss the postseason this year? Is it the Vikings, the Bucks, the Commanders, or the Rams?
A, Minnesota Vikings. I'm pretty confident on this one, Professor Christine or Professor Beanie. Why? Because the Vikings have set a pretty big risk on going with J.J. McCarthy. Yes, they let Sam Darnold go. They believe that J.J. McCarthy is their quarterback of the future. I do as well, but the future may not be right now. You're going to get a chance, J.J. McCarthy's going to get a chance to really be a starter for the first time in the NFL. And there may be some early bumps and early bruises, which could be fine if you're in a weaker division, but the NFC North is loaded. And so the Lions will have something to say about what the Vikings do, and so will the Bears potentially. And so for me, I think the Vikings are a team that made the playoffs last year. Because of uncertainty at quarterback, they may not make it this year.
All right, I said I was going to give you the grade at the end of this. It's actually had to wait until the end of the NFL season. So we'll talk to you then. Thanks, Sam.
Completions to DK Metcalf on a practice field at UCLA a couple of months ago, and that is the entirety of their connection. I want to play what Wilbon said here on Friday, Harry, and then I'll let you start the conversation with it there. Michael Wilbon was sitting in this chair, and I think he spoke for a lot of people about the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. This is what he said.
Making a mistake if they let him anywhere near their building. What are we talking about? Do people just look at actually what happens in sports? Aaron Rodgers hasn't been relevant as a quarterback in the NFL for 4 or 5 seasons. What are we talking about? The Steelers are not, the hallmark of the Pittsburgh Steelers is not stupidity. Smart organization that makes right moves over decades. And they're going to bring Aaron Rodgers in with all his drama into that room? Really? The Mike Tomlin we know, he's going to deal with that nonsense? What? For a guy who can't play. I'm not talking, yes, he will wear a gold jacket. He's earned it. He's not wearing it now. He's not going to play in a gold jacket. The fact that we have now spent this much time talking about Aaron damn Rodgers Memorial Day weekend is insane. Stop with Aaron Rodgers. Stop.
I've never seen Dan Graziano that happy. I've known the man for years. Harry, is he right? I mean, is he right? Are the Steelers actually waiting for something that isn't going to do them that much good in the first place?
Whew. I think you can go both sides of the spectrum with this, right? We've seen the Pittsburgh Steelers have the ability to make the playoffs with incompetent quarterback play. Now, what they're probably hoping for when it comes to Aaron Rodgers is not that he's going to be the MVP that we've seen him be in this past, but be better than Russell Wilson, be better than we've seen, Mason Rudolph be. And then when I mention the name Mason Rudolph, I say to myself, well, you're not going into the AFC North and then better yet the AFC trying to win versus Mahomes and everyone else with Mason Rudolph as your quarterback. So I think their best bet right now is Aaron Rodgers, even though it will make you do back flips and front flips at the same time.
Danny?
I think Wilbon's absolutely right, and I think that he's giving us the emperor has no clothes, right? Like everybody wants to talk about Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers, and that's their hope. This is not MVP.